ongoing FBI investigation involving gambling. Plus, Guam Department of Education schools hope to expand its face-to-face instruction. And with it being Mes Chamorro, the Sagan Cultura Chamorro is reopening just in time with some upcoming workshops.
Hafa day and good evening. I'm Tyler Matsinani. Other law enforcement officers implicated in a gambling investigation conducted by the Federal Bureau of Investigations. Sabrina Salas Matsinani has the latest.
Late Thursday afternoon, Port Authority General Manager Rory Respicio laying the cards on the table, issuing a press release confirming several of his port police officers, quote, are allegedly involved in an illegal gambling matter that currently is the subject of an FBI investigation. We are conducting our own administrative review, and because this involves a personnel matter, we are unable to comment further at this time. The announcement from the Port Authority follows confirmation from the Airport Authority in February that there is an ongoing investigation into official misconduct of airport employees. That investigation involves allegations of online and on-duty gambling. GIAA Airport Executive Manager John Kanata confirmed one was fired. Through documents obtained from the Civil Service Commission, that individual is Airport Police Officer Jericho Santos, who is appealing his termination. According to CSC documents, he admitted that he was involved with online gambling on the job and recruited almost 250 other people, to include other airport officers, Guam firefighters, National Guard members, Superior Court marshals, and Guam police officers. Santos admitted he and his group made an estimated $120,000 or more in cash collectively, and that he would receive $5,000 to $7,000. The CSC documents also indicated that Santos was introduced to the Poker Bros app by Guam police officer Jesse San Nicolas. Chief of Police Stephen Ignacio would not confirm San Nicolas was in fact under investigation, but did confirm he was informed of an ongoing investigation, which prompted him to conduct an administrative investigation involving a single police officer.
What I can confirm is that my investigation, my opening of an investigation was not directly related to the airport case. That I can confirm.
Not directly.
I received information from a variety of different methods and means, and so I can confirm that my investigation that I opened was not in any way, shape, or form to what played out in the airport case.
Can you confirm whether or not then it is related, though, to online gambling?
The investigation?
That you opened?
No, not at this point. Yeah, I'm like I said, I'm still waiting for things to play out. Unfortunately, I've been waiting for things to play out with the criminal investigation.
The tip about online and on-duty gambling at the airport was first made to Senator Joanne Brown, who then forwarded the information to Airport Oversight Chair Senator Amanda Shelton. The lawmaker told KUAM that because this is an ongoing matter, the committee, along with the rest of the public, will continue to let the designated authorities do their work unimpeded.
Former Department of Corrections officer Darren Carangdan Cruz sentencing reconvened this afternoon in Superior Court Judge Dana Gutierrez's courtroom with 2 hours of defense arguments painting Cruz as the main victim. Cruz pled guilty to kidnapping as a second-degree felony, burglary as a third-degree felony, terrorizing as a third-degree felony, and assault as a misdemeanor. He was arrested in October of 2016 for holding his wife and her boyfriend hostage. He allegedly brutally beat the man for hours throughout the night and threatened to kill them if they told police. Defense counsel David Lujan argued that Cruz was victimized by his ex-wife, who allegedly cheated on him from the start of their marriage. Lujan stating that his client realizes he, quote, probably overreacted and has forgiven everyone for what was done to him. Prior to these arguments, Assistant Attorney General David Rivera brought forward the victims, who testified that they suffer from both PTSD and severe anxiety since the traumatizing incident. It was stated in court Cruz has already served 53 months in jail since October 13th of 2016, the day he self-surrendered. This was day 2 of his sentencing hearing, which has been recessed to Monday at 9:30 a.m. The Department of Public Health is looking into a case where a woman says she received a false positive COVID test result from a private clinic and tested negative twice since then. The entire ordeal has left her in isolation, waiting for answers.
They haven't given me, they haven't really given me directions. I've asked for them to email me what exactly I'm supposed to do. They still haven't emailed me. This was since last week. They haven't emailed me.
36-year-old Shauna Camacho says on February 25th, she decided to get her 2 children, ages 3 years and 8 months old, tested for COVID-19 at a private clinic after experiencing cold-like symptoms. After receiving a rapid test, Shauna was the only one who tested positive. That same day, she and her family went to another private clinic to get another test. This test was a PCR test and was notified 24 hours later that she had tested negative for COVID. And on March 1st, Shauna took a third PCR test, and the results again were negative.
And I've also told public health that my PCR is negative, but it's like when I tell them that it's negative, it's like they didn't, you know, it's almost like they're avoiding it, and then they go on to ask me, like, who lives in your household? What are the names of your kids? Because they're probably positive as well. And so when I heard that, I said, my PCRs are negative. I had my son tested, and my son's PCR was negative as well. How could he have COVID? I said, isn't it possible that it could be a false positive? And she said, yeah, it could be. And then she moved on to ask me the next question. She doesn't entertain my questions.
So what happens in instances where people believe that they may have received a false positive test result? Public Health spokesperson Janella Carrera.
If the individual is concerned about that first positive result, for example, if they were previously positive or if they are questioning that positive result and they're not confident that that initial positive test was in fact a positive test, or they may be concerned that it might be a false positive, then of course they can raise that concern with public health officials and ask to be retested.
Late this afternoon, Shauna said she was informed by public health that she is released from isolation, but her 2 children must stay isolated because they were exposed to a supposed COVID patient. Her. The entire situation has left her exasperated and confused. Public health says they are currently working with the patient to resolve the issue. Help is on the way for families who have been struggling to pay rent and utilities as a result of the COVID-19 pandemic. Tenants who qualify will receive funding to pay arrears for rent and utilities for up to 15 months.
Since launching on Wednesday, almost 100 tenants have already submitted pre-applications for the Emergency Rental Assistance, or ERA initiative, administered by the Department of Administration and the Guam Housing Corporation. And according to DOE Deputy Director Bernie Guinness, renters must meet 3 specific criteria.
So the first one is it qualifies for unemployment benefits, or the individual has to qualify for unemployment benefits or experience a reduction in household income related or indirectly related to COVID-19. Secondly, the tenant must demonstrate a risk of experiencing homelessness or housing instability. And then lastly, there is a household income that they have to meet.
The household income must be at or below 80% of the area median income. A breakdown of the household size and income is available on DOA's website at doa.guam.gov. Pre-applications are being accepted until the 19th of this month, with the pre-applications available at village mayor's offices and can be downloaded again on the agency's website.
This is a tenant pre-application, so any kind of supporting documents will not be necessary. They just need to ensure that they complete the application as best as they can. And then what happens is that once it's submitted to us, give or take a good week or so, week and a half or so, we'll have our intake workers take a look at it, review it, and then verify whether or not they pre-qualify. And once they do so, then they'll be giving them a call to subsequently submit all of their supporting documents.
DOA is hoping to have first checks cut by the first week of April. Now you want to keep in mind the checks will be made directly to renters' landlords as well as to utility agencies. Additionally, the grant will not cover rent, rent arrears, utilities, or utility arrest prior to March 13th of 2020. In total, GovGuam was awarded over $30 million to help tenants and landlords. Guam Housing Corporation's Audrey Tapasnia.
We are working on the landlord application. We hope to release that, their application and the process for landlords to apply, hopefully maybe in the next week or two. Yeah.
DOA is working to make it easier for renters directly online, but for now, you have to download the application at doa.gov.gu and then drop it off to their office in the ITC building or email it in at era@goa.guam.gov. This Friday, GDOE Superintendent John Fernandez plans to present his plans to expand face-to-face instruction before the Guam Education Board. Here is the latest progress report from the island's largest government agency.
The return of face-to-face instruction has been a major goal for the Department of Education since the island-wide lockdown. Now, the goal is expansion. GDOE Superintendent John Fernandez plans to bring the discussion to the table before the board at this week's GEB meeting. With the progression of vaccination efforts, a low COVID infection rate, and federal funds rolling in to ensure safe and healthy campuses, what else is needed to bring more students back to school?
It really comes out of just our experience with the past, this past quarter, bringing students back, seeing how many students opted to return face-to-face, hearing from teachers, and now, listening to the community, especially those who do want to see more opportunities for students to come back to the classroom.
Fernandez says currently capacity restrictions will be what drives the discussion. The department will also consider the demand on how many students wish to return to campus, which at this point, he says has only been about 30 to 40%. They previously had a wait list of 250 students, but schools have accommodated them over the last couple of weeks.
Anybody who is now requesting to go to face-to-face, we're going to be looking ahead to next quarter, which starts on March 12th, so really just about a week away. But right now, we still have about 9,000 slots open for face-to-face instruction.
But what about for schools operating in cohorts where some students only come in once a week?
Right? So there are some schools that can, because the number of students in each cohort does not exceed the total capacity they have to bring, on a day-to-day basis. If you're talking about, do we have the ability for some schools to increase the number of days face-to-face, the answer is going to be yes for some, and for some of them, no. Some of them, they do have slots available, but they don't have, but they still have, too many students to be able to double up and still maintain, the safety requirements.
Come next school year, GDOE is looking at cutting out hard copy as a model of learning and limiting it to either face-to-face or online instruction. But the number one factor limiting the expansion is the 6 feet social distancing protocol. This enforcement allows for only so many students per classroom. Fernandez says those discussions are currently underway with Adelup.
The trash is piling up, specifically the recyclables. Guam is facing a perfect storm that one solid waste official says will eventually force GovGuam into making some pretty tough decisions. Nestor Lecanto has more.
Guam Solid Waste General Manager Larry Gass says we're faced with a double whammy in dealing with the growing overflow in recyclable waste products. First, top buyer China and even secondary markets have drastically reduced their imports of such waste, and as they become even more selective, Guam's output relative to the global market is too small to attract much attention.
Everything boils down eventually to the economics.
Everything is working against us right now, he says, even the price of oil.
You look at plastics. If petroleum is below $60 a barrel, it's cheaper to make it out of raw materials than it is to recycle it.
Gast adds that GSWA tried to do its part to remove the recyclable waste, but that too became untenable.
And when I was paying $8,000 to $10,000 a ton for recyclable plastics to get off island, and it would only cost me $175 a ton to bury it, doesn't take long. That's a losing proposition. That's just money flying out the window.
But burying it at the Luzon landfill is not a great option either. Space is limited and at a premium.
It is not Guam Solid Waste function to create recycling opportunities. Our responsibility is collect it and give it to somebody to sort it and market it.
Rock in a hard place, Gast admits, but he knows of one way to mitigate it.
I've been slapped on the hand many times for saying this, but waste to energy would be Guam's biggest solution.
That brings up a whole separate issue that's been debated and litigated for years. Guam does have a waste-to-energy contract with the GRRP company signed with GDOE many years ago, but the late Speaker Ben Pangilinan so objected to the terms of it that he pushed through a law making incineration illegal on Guam. And as the recyclables pile up, Gast and other proponents are also concerned that all of the goodwill that's been gained in recent years isn't lost.
We really want people to keep the recycling mindset, though, because once people give it up, it's hard to get them back into the system again.
For Guam's News Network, I'm Nestor Lecanto.
Stick around for more news here on Primetime. You're watching KUAM.
Get up-to-the-minute news, plus access to alerts, streaming radio, promotions, and more on your mobile device by downloading the KUAM News mobile app, available at the App Store now.
Social distancing may be the new norm, but connection will always be our tradition. Through good times and tough times, we remain connected with you. Masks may be the new fashion, but protection will always be our style. You can always count on us to protect the things that matter the most. Sanitizing may be the new routine, but caring will always be our practice. We care about your loved ones and the things you value the most. And as we welcome our new normal, one thing remains certain: we will always be here for you. We're open and ready to serve you. Calvo's Insurance, a legacy of trust.
It makes myself and it makes my team members very proud to work for an organization that has been on island for many years with its focus on reliability, dependability, and commitment to the communities that they operate in.
Matson's a great corporate citizen to the community.
We all benefit from any sort of environmental commitment we make. One of the ways that we do that is with our Adahi Utano program. There's action behind it, and so action breeds commitment.
With the Kaimana Gila coming to Guam, this brings a new age and modernization to the island.
It's exciting for me because it's a brand new ship and we can carry more freight into the islands. It just shows growth for Guam and Micronesia.
Matson would be nothing without its customers, and we hope to continue to serve you for decades to come.
We knew it was time to make these when we started asking things like, wouldn't it be nice to be able to get a warm cinnamon roll right now? And why can't this kind of muffin come from the same place as a McMuffin? And isn't your coffee lonely without company from a glazed apple fritter? Well, consider these our 3 resounding yeses. Meet the new bakery sweets at McDonald's. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
KUAM News, winner of the 2020 Regional Edward R. Murrow Award for Excellence in Social Media.
Welcome back. In response to concerns raised by retired GovGuam employee Joseph Cameron, Administration Director Edward Burns says Aetna Insurance will reopen its local office for face-to-face customer interaction on Monday, March 8th. Cameron had complained that GovGuam health insurance provider Aetna has placed a burden on employees and especially retirees who are often required to get up late at night or early in the morning to communicate with Aetna's offices in the mainland. Cameron appealed to Byrne for help as DOA administers the health insurance contract. In a letter to Cameron, Byrne advised that Aetna's local office will operate on an appointment-only basis in keeping with other business and government departments. Byrne said he was advised that the local office was available by phone, but when it's closed, calls are transferred to Aetna's 24-hour call center. The Navy recently announced the reassignments of some 25 flag officers or rear admirals. The Secretary of the Navy and Chief of Naval Operations included Commander Joint Region Marianas Rear Admiral John Manoni. According to the Navy release, Manoni will be assigned as Commander Expeditionary Strike Group 2, Virginia Beach, Virginia. Manoni is currently serving as the U.S. Indo-Pacific Commander Representative for Guam, the CNMI, the FSM, and Palau. He is also commander of U.S. Navy Forces Marianas. Joint Region Marianas spokesman Lieutenant Commander Rick Moore declined comment on the specific timeline for Manoni's change of command or permanent change of station orders. Manoni has been commander of Joint Region Marianas since July of 2019. If you haven't checked out Sagan Couture and Chamorro yet, here's your chance. Reopening this Saturday, SKC will be holding weaving and slingstone workshops, as well as one pretty sweet art exhibit. Here's more.
Viva Mes Somoru. This month is dedicated to celebrating our island's history and culture, and one place that does exactly that is Sagan Couture and Somoru, which reopens this Saturday. Interim Director Amber Beneventi.
To have the space finally open, it's a good feeling. The members are excited, the artists are excited, the traditional practitioners, they're all excited to be up there and share. We have 2 workshops going on. We have the Slingers with Roman de la Cruz. They're going to be up there. We will also be having Guma Gala with Rokin. They will be doing a weaving series throughout the month.
With SKC being closed like most places during the pandemic, local artist Mark De La Sola says he's got a few pieces he's been waiting for people to see.
Well, this new series I'm working on is called Pacific DNA. So I have a number of 5 big pieces that I've completed over the pandemic. And, you know, it'll be so nice to have the public look at it and get some input. It's going to be nice to have the public and interact with the public, and I'm sure the public will be happy to come up here and interact with the artists and the craftspersons. We're so happy that we're finally going to be open and people can come and enjoy culture and some sense of normality.
Sagan Couture and Chamorro's new hours of operation will be Tuesdays, Fridays, and Saturdays from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. for the gift shop, the art house, as well as the museum. For more information, call 788-8404. For Guam's News Network, I'm Peter Santos.
Our series continues on the faculty, students, programs, and achievements that have propelled the University of Guam to our region's premier institution of higher learning. And in tonight's installment, class of 1996 graduate Jason Salas gives you a look at the college that's producing top-flight professionals throughout Micronesia who have the passion, the commitment, and love for teaching.
Dr. Alicia Uggan has been with the University of Guam since the 1990s, serving the Institution of Higher Learning as a mathematics professor before completing her doctorate. She's now Dean of UOG School of Education, the college that historically and consistently produces the most graduates of any school.
The School of Education has the right range of responsibilities to prepare all our teachers.
The Dean explains that there's always been a signature quality to UOG-trained teacher at any level. She credits this to the experience the program gives those who want to make teaching their life's work.
Our teachers are solid in their content, solid in their pedagogical content knowledge, and also would carry the disposition of heart, caring, and knowledge and robust perseverance to carry on their students.
So with more than 50 different degree programs to choose from across academic disciplines, why do so many ambitious young undergrads decide to take up education as a career?
They've been through an experience that inspired them and enthused them, and the experiences would range from either from the elementary, middle, or high school level, that they've made a connection with a teacher or several teachers And that has taken them onto this decision to pursue a degree in teaching.
Dr. Uggan also proudly shared the pillars that make up the school's philosophy, impacting not just the local education system, but also that of the region.
To include diversity, equity, and inclusion, and reflect that in our faculty. We've done so for the Outer Islands with our College of Micronesia FSM partnership for their teachers, the individualized degree plan program, where we help teachers in YAP attain their teaching credentials.
And for those wishing to continue their work at the administrative level, going from leading a classroom to perhaps running an entire school, Dr. Uggan notes that almost half of UOG's graduate programs are from the School of Education, focusing on advanced topics in education management.
The idea that they want to do more for the students, seeing that by improving upon themselves and attaining degrees that will help them improve in any area that they are very much interested and passionate about. I think that is one of the driving forces that inspires the teachers to seek that next level with the master's level.
She says the 53rd Charter Day theme, Transforming Lives, Advancing Communities, highlights education as the bedrock of Guam, and that training capable, passionate teachers with local sensibilities is critical to moving us forward.
The School of Education's vision is really to inspire and transform every SOE student through innovative and transformative educational experiences. And these experiences value and preserve the local and the regional cultures.
Keep it here. There's more primetime news. You're watching KUAM.
Your community calendar is brought to you by Taco Bell. Whether it's your first meal or your fourth meal, we've got you covered. Taco Bell, live Más.
We get it. Living to the fullest is tough during COVID-19. You don't need to do it alone, and everyone needs a hand right now. We are here. Feeling overwhelmed? Call 647-8833 and let's talk. Mangagihem is a project of KUAM Behavioral Health and Wellness Center.
Guam is truly a majestic place with its sheer natural beauty, wealth of beaches, and culturally rich landscape. Unfortunately, Guam has a real problem with unwanted invasive species. Help us in preventing their introduction and spread. The coconut rhinoceros beetle, the little fire ant, the African snail, Siam weed. These are just a few of the numerous invasives on Guam. Follow proper custom procedures when bringing plants and animals into Guam.
Help protect Guam. Tell your family and friends about invasive species.
To report invasive species, call 475-PEST.
The judicial branch is calling all future farmers with Law Month just around the corner. The federal, local courts, and the Guam Bar Association are hosting a vegetable planting contest to grow plum tomatoes. This is an effort to educate the community on the rule of law through planting, titling the event, Secure the Blessings of Liberty by Planting. The contest is open to all elementary, middle, and high school students, with 400 seedlings available for pickup at no cost at the Hagåtña Heights Mayor's Office on March 6 from 9 to 12 noon. Chief Judge Francis Tidinko Gatewood.
It's about the duties and responsibilities of being a good citizen during COVID-19 quarantine. And learning how to be good citizens will positively impact our students with our community, with valuable lessons and have lasting benefits for our community and society that may be helpful during this unprecedented time.
Law Day is celebrated on May 1st, in which the district court reached out to expert John Borja with the Department of Agriculture, who recommended plum tomatoes since they fit a 3-month time span harvest period. If you join in the contest, you are asked to take photos of your crop's progress and upload it on social media with the hashtag Guam Future Farmers 2021. To further review the contest announcement, head over to KUAM.com. 2 special Women's History Month and Mes Chamorro naturalization ceremonies were held this morning at the District Court of Guam. Guam welcomed 50 new American citizens from Japan, Palau, the Philippines, Taiwan, and China, who took the oath and were sworn in. In recognizing both women's and Chamorro history, the honorable keynote speakers were Daughters of Guam, Governor Lou Leon Guerrero, and Speaker of the 36th Guam Legislature, Therese Talahi. Chief Judge Taidenko Gatewood introduced the influential women and leaders of Guam who joined her in welcoming our newest citizens. Governor Lou Leon Guerrero commended the famous quote, "Well-behaved women rarely make history," unquote, into her speech.
On my governorship as hopefully fair and equitable for all. History will speak of my governorship as hopefully compassionate. But I also know that I am standing on the shoulders of great giants, women who paved the road before me.
Governor Leon Guerrero is the first female governor in the Pacific. National Women's History Week kicks off on March 8th. Coming up, we have our birthday shoutouts from the Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club. You're watching KUAM.
For the different beats of your life, we're here to keep you connected the way you want it. Plans made for you, by you. Build your own bundle with Link. Select the internet, entertainment, mobile, and home phone plans that fit your lifestyle. Pay for what you want, not for what you don't. Build your own bundle and save with Link.
Introducing my brand new chicken. Crispy, crunchy breading on my juicy, thickest filet yet, topped with mystery sauce and pickles on a brioche bun. My cluck sandwich combos, only at Jack in the Box.
And before we close out the news tonight, our latest round of birthday shoutouts from the Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club.
Hot day, everybody. It is March the 4th, and so fittingly, we march forth to say happy birthday to Sheena Cruz. Happy blessed birthday, Sheena. We love you and are excited for all the things God is doing in your life. Blake Gabriel Guerrero, happy 3rd birthday to Boom. We love you and wish you all the best today and always. Happy birthday number 1 to Princess Neela Rose Santos. We wish you all the best today and always from all of your friends and family who are thinking about you every single day. Also celebrating birthday number 1 today is Mia Elise Esperon Matanonia. Mia Elise, you bring us so much joy. Love all of your Esperon, Matanonia, Skip, and Tomba families. And Chanel Hernandez, happy birthday to this beauty. Your family and friends just say they love you. From all of us at KUAM and Cold Stone Creamery, we wish all of you the very best birthday.
Remember, you can be part of the Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club by registering online at KUAM.com. Please make sure to include with your photo your name and birth date. That's going to do it for us here on Primetime. Thanks for watching. Good night and stay safe.